Revelation. In the time to prepare for dinner, Mike came to the decision that the time was at hand for confessing his true identity to his father, tonight after dinner.
A great meal, Captain. Thank you. What a beautiful dining room.
Yes, it really is nice, isn't it? This building was built in 1937 as a private lodge by a wealthy Baltimore millionaire with 27 guest rooms on the second floor overlooking Swan Lake, now occupied by residents who prefer hotel-style accommodations. The Heritage Pines folks have done a good job of maintaining everything in this building in its original configuration, condition, fixtures, furnishings, and amenities. The 20-foot-high ceilings here in the lobby and dining room are all original local wood, with a variety of other woods used to inlay Indian designs. That huge stone fireplace there is functional. There's always a big cozy fire going in it when the temperature warrants.
Where do you live, Captain?
The rest of us live in the new quad facility down the street, which you haven't seen because it's hidden by a line of trees planted there for the purpose of preserving the original environment of this building. The building is in a square around a covered atrium. The ground floor is mostly game and meeting rooms, plus an office, small cafeteria, and nurse's station. There are 106 single or two-bedroom unfurnished apartments with small kitchenettes and living rooms. Housekeeping services are provided weekly. There are 3 16-passenger vans to haul us around to all kinds of activities, but many residents have their own vehicles. It all works out quite well. There's something for everyone. Would you like to sit a while here in the lobby?
Sure, a very impressive place, Captain. I can see myself somewhere like this one day if I'm lucky.
Lucky is the word, Mike. I have certainly had more than my share of it, for sure. Before we get back to talking about my life in Germany, let's talk about you for a change, all right?
There's little to tell, Captain. As I said, one town, one job, one wife, one family. What else can I tell you?
Well, let's go back to the question of why you are really here, Mike.
The reasons I gave you were all true, Captain. I want to write your story.
Yeah, Mike, I got that, but I'm having trouble wrapping my mind around why you want to do a book about a Vietnam-era naval aviator. You have obviously gone way out of your way to be here, so my question still is, why me? Really, Mike, is that the only reason you are here? The book? Thank God he had already decided to tell the whole truth, Michael thought. He would have been in a hell of a fix if he hadn't.
To be truthful, Captain, not the only reason. Someone told me a lot about you and I wanted to meet you.
Someone, like your mother Emma or your wife Martha, maybe?
When did you figure me out?
The day before you came here.
How?
No stranger has been here to see me in years. So when Georgie told me someone was coming, I got curious and called Bob at the Waterman's Inn to find out who had reservations. Guess whose name popped up before you changed it to Sabino? You're an old fart yourself now, but the Sousa mark on you would have given you away anyhow, despite the facial hair and glasses. Didn't you think it was odd that I didn't ask any probing questions about your family, hometown, or background? I was sparing you the eventual humiliation of confession. So why this charade, Mike? And what's your motive after all these years?
I sincerely apologize for the deception, Captain. I thought you might not want to see me. I guess the reason for coming was closure, whatever that means. And I am serious about the book. I do want to tell your story, partly so I can try to understand you and myself better. What little I know about you is quite colorful. I sure hope you don't think I'm a buzzard circling for an inheritance.
Inheritance? Now that's amusing. Obviously you have no idea what these homes charge. In any event, I followed my granny's advice and made myself worth more alive than dead. So, should I call you son?
Yes, sir.
Touche, you got me there. Mike and Captain it shall be. We never got closely acquainted with the dad-son bit, did we? But if you have any axes to grind with me about that, go for it and get it over with. Note this, however, on balance I have no regrets. No one is putting me on a deathbed guilt trip. Nevertheless, I promise to listen as patiently as I can and tell you anything you want to know.
There will be no axe grinding from me, Captain. Life with my mother, plus my own failures as a husband and father, long ago erased whatever blame I assigned to you in the past. No one can justly judge a marriage from the outside, can they? I am here to know you and myself better by writing your story. I hope that we can be friends. That's all.
That's fine with me, Mike. So be it. Truly, I am happy that you are here. I'm not sure that telling my side of the story will accomplish anything positive. I have no wish to affect your memory of your mother. The important thing is that she seems to have done a fine job of raising you. History between me and her is of little consequence now. In any event, in the interest of keeping my story in context, I'd like to stay on some semblance of a timeline. So I'll say just one thing about your mother for now. We made our peace with each other several times. Over the years, during subsequent failed relationships, it occasionally crossed my mind that, everything considered, Emma and I might as well have made a better effort at making a go of it. At the time, however, that was not an option, as you will see. Early on, your Martha stayed in touch with my mother, so she had a positively biased source of information on me.
I agree that it will be better to keep events in sequence, Captain. I don't have urgent questions now, but there's no need to be concerned about my image of my mother. Her version of your story was pretty transparent, and I found her correspondence with the Navy about your marriage, so I already have a good idea what happened and why. She had a way of making life difficult for herself, pioneering single mother's rights. You are quite correct, though. Emma was a very loving mother, and she did her ultimate best to raise me right. I miss her very much.
I'm sure you do, Mike. She was a special lady. Well, it has been a memorable day, hasn't it? Shall we call it a night and sleep on it?
It has been a perfect day, Captain. Thanks to you for it all. The Chimango flight and dinner was fantastic. All along, I felt guilty about my identity deception. I had already decided to come clean with you tonight, but feared the consequences. I can't express how relieved I am that you made matters easy for me.
Since I knew all along, Mike, I share your guilt by not clearing up the matter right at the beginning. So let's just call it even and move on. With regard to us moving on, one more thing while we're at it. I'm sorry we got so crossed up with our last communications 40 years ago, when I got fed up with Martha's inconsiderate behavior toward my mother on her Bermuda cruise, and you took Martha's side. After that, I simply did not see how I could reach you. Then, when you separated, it seemed too much time had passed to fix it better, to let sleeping dogs lie.
I'm sorry about that too, Captain. All I can say is that those were difficult years. By the time I got back on track, it seemed too late to me too. So, can we call that even as well and move on?
Absolutely, Mike. Let those matters rest in peace. It has been a perfect day for me as well. I'd like to ask you to bunk in my place. To save you some money, at the rate we're going, you'll be here a long time. But I'm in a one-bedroom apartment, and there simply isn't room, I'm sorry to say.
Quite all right. I'm very comfortable and well settled at the inn. Besides, I wouldn't want to risk wearing out my welcome, Captain.
Okay, then let's call it a night and resume same time and place in the morning.